All right, people, welcome from beautiful Natal in Brazil. Supposedly one of the most dangerous cities in the world. If you look at the criminal statistics, actually has some of the highest homicide rates, intended homicides. So this isn't like integrated in the war crime statistics. This is actually like individual outside of war problematics that kill people. Those statistics are in Natal very high, and they are actually one of the highest in the world. So those statistics actually kind of scared me. And the funny thing is, when you come to Natal, you will actually see that a lot of people, especially Brazilians, will tell you that it's much safer than other cities in Brazil, like Rio de Janeiro, for example. So I've been in Natal for a month now, and I haven't made any negative experiences so far. Of course, I'm in the safer areas in the city, so you can't compare this to like the comunas or favelas if you go in that kind of places. But the statistics obviously always have some sort of meaning. So there's probably some places in the city that you should avoid. So if you plan on coming here and you want like to know what kind of areas to avoid, I actually just know in the south of the city what kind of cities you should avoid there. And that would be Vila Ponta Negra. So this is a favela in the city, and I actually accidentally was very close to booking an Airbnb there. And luckily I didn't do it because I've seen some people, who told me to not do it. So I ended up in like more safer neighborhoods here, and luckily I made no negative experiences so far. Also, if you talk about like criminal statistics here, you have to see that there's some cities in the USA that have like the same kind of crime rates as Natal, like New Orleans or even Detroit in the USA. They actually have, that girl just bumped into me. Like Detroit, for example, in the USA, that has actually a similar kind of criminality rates as in Brazil. Not to say that I want to say that it isn't dangerous here. It certainly is, and it probably is more dangerous than some cities in the US. So we shouldn't act like there's no danger here. There definitely is some danger, but there's also no need of overselling it. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. That you don't need to be fucking afraid to come to Natal or Recife also, which is a city that is close to here, which also has very high homicide rates. And there was even this article in a German newspaper which said that it's like a murder hotspot in the world. So what I'm doing right now, openly walking around here with the camera, this is actually the stupidest thing you can do in South America. And I wouldn't recommend you do it if you have no clue where you are. Because the thing is, what is dangerous here for tourists is especially the robberies. Because the robberies will have the risk of you getting a gun pointed straight to your face. So if that happens, you obviously have the risk of the trigger getting pulled just by accident because there's some sudden movement, and you want to avoid that, obviously. So this isn't something that you really want to put yourself into if you can avoid it. I actually got robbed in Colombia, which is was a city that's closely to Natal security-wise. And there, I was warned by the locals to not go specific places at specific times. I did it anyway. Don't be as stupid as me. Listen to the locals. A lot of the times they will warn you if you're close to doing something stupid, and if you listen to people and you listen when they're warning you, you should be like 90% safe. So also Natal, I wouldn't say it's like the safest city in the world probably, but it's also not like you're getting here, it's like fucking shootings in the street. As you can see behind me, everything's cool, everything's fine. There's nothing much going on here. And also, this is just like 99% of the reality in this country. It's not like you're gonna get in a fucking gang shooting if you just, stay in areas that are relatively safe. But I would always recommend like doing some research in countries like Brazil, so you don't end up in like dangerous neighborhoods and you actually stay in the safe ones, so you don't end up getting into shitty situations. You can see like here, the wire, all of the buildings have that. And this isn't without a reason. Like the reason why those buildings have so much wires is because Brazil has a very high crime rate. And you have to take that into consideration if you're coming here and not walk blindly into, into dangerous situations that could cost your life. But so far from safety tips, I would say don't walk around at night alone. Don't go into neighborhoods where people tell you to not go. And don't show off expensive belongings. So for example, the phone I'm having here is actually like a Chinese phone for like 250 USD. I'm not sure if I would walk around here with a, iPhone 13 Pro that could get stolen quite quickly. Unless, you're willing to put yourself into that kind of situation that you don't care as much if you get a $1,000 phone stolen, then of course you can take that risk. But, just use your brain. Under the line, as to summarize this, I would say Natal is absolutely worth it. As you can see, like the city here, it's not really that cool. There's not that much going on, but the nature and the beaches are absolutely beautiful in Natal. And this is why you should come here and check the city out, and why it's actually worth it. Coming here, spending a bit of time. The beaches, the nature are overwhelmingly beautiful. People are super friendly. So if you're a digital nomad like me, I would say come to Natal. Also, if you want help generating online income, I am a digital nomad for almost a year now in South America. I would be happy to, to give you some help. I will put a link in the comments where you can schedule a conversation with me, and I would be happy to help you build online income. But apart from that, again, Natal isn't really the murder, hotspot of the world. As long as you're staying in safe places, it's worth it. And I would recommend coming here because it's actually much cheaper than Rio. But I wouldn't stay too long because there's not too much things to do. So bear that in mind. That like nightlife-wise, Natal can be a little bit boring. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.